And welcome back, guys, to our E3 pre-show. Even though I feel like by the time this releases, we're already missed the stuff has already been announced.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Okay, yeah. This is gonna be just what we, I guess, what we're just discussing the stuff that they're announcing at E3 or
hmm
what we want to be announced, just predictions stuff, right?
Yeah, and we got the good old crew bag. It's me, your boy Eli, with good old Joey and Daniel. How you doing, guys?
Yeah, I'm great, man.
Yeah, I know I was
As I
like,
hear.
yeah, I was like, I know feels a little odd that I had to mention that thing first, but like, just let you know by the time this comes out, we probably missed some stuff because apparently I did not realize Jeff Keighley's thing is the time of this recording tomorrow.
Yeah, and I guess it's because this. I think we still this E3 is still a little weird in terms of like there isn't like an official like place people the developers and various
No, it's
companies are
it's
meeting.
mostly online from my
Yeah, it's
understanding.
mostly online, so
Yeah.
like obviously, so it's very much like people are going to decide what they want to show. I mean, heck, not to get too deep into it super early on, but EA isn't going to have a thing
Yeah, EA is not having a thing,
like they usually have their EA's play or whatever it is.
and it's like a day before everybody else
Like
too.
it's like a day before E3,
hmm
usually for these past like 2 years, but they're not even gonna have it this month. Not even this month. They're gonna have it
I
in
mean, I don't think
July.
we're gonna miss much anyway.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, their big announcement was at the time of this recording earlier today.
yeah, like pretty much the big
Yeah,
announcement for EA
Battlefield.
was Battlefield
2042 was it called?
20. Yeah, I think 2042,
Yes, I think.
2041.
Yeah, and so
Nah,
we're
it's
just gonna
42.
be, yeah. Oh, thank you. So we're just gonna be talking about some of the games that we hope to see, we think we could see. It's just like just like what we did with the Game Awards, just more but less time consuming because me and Joey had this conversation on the ride back home. We were talking about what games could they be announcing, and then we realized, oh, everything is up in the air because we are just now entering another console generation, especially with the big two. What could happen with Nintendo? We're like, okay, we might get a Metroid, we might get Breath of the Wild 2, and we'll talk about that more as when we get there. But if there's I'll just say this: the after episode for this is probably gonna be a lot more detailed.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because last the year at the end of the year we had PS5, Xbox launch, and we are entering E3, and we have a bit of uncharted territory for like a lot of
hmm
games because we do know there are some games announced, but earlier, like I think the biggest ones off the top of my head, like God of War, to like the next God of War game.
Yes.
But obviously, I think that got delayed till next year, and I don't think we'll be seeing anything of that sort
hmm
anywhere this E3.
And didn't we have an earlier thing for
Yeah,
Horizon
no.
Zero Dawn?
Yeah, there was an earlier PlayStation State of Play thing for Horizon. No.
Daniel, I feel like you would know
I,
that.
I mean, there was, yeah, and I think it was just Horizon specifically. I think that
Okay,
was about
okay,
it.
that's
And
good.
this
That's
is,
good.
I think this is the second year Sony's not going to be at E3, right?
Yeah, this is the second year. This is their well, it would have been third if certain things didn't happen last year, but yeah, this is the second outing for as a no.
Yeah, yeah. And to be fair, like I don't think that doesn't mean we won't see anything PlayStation because I mean, obviously the Jeff Keighley thing. I'm pretty sure
We'll show some Sony stuff.
that might be where they show some Sony stuff, but regardless,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
So let's get started. And obviously, like we said earlier, the Jeff Keighley thing at the time of this recording is tomorrow. So we might get a lot of wrong, and might and or we will be surprised by the stuff that they'll announce. But
Yeah,
tomorrow,
so
uh,
just. Oh, I was
no,
just
go
gonna
for it.
say, like, just feel free to put in the comments on how poorly aged this video has.
Yeah, you can.
Maybe
Yeah,
we did waste the
you,
milk.
yeah, you can just talk shit to us, and we'll go out and accept it. But tomorrow is the Summer Game Fest hosted by Jeff Keighley. Um, I don't know what they could show aside from possibly some Sony stuff because Jeff Keighley is like I think we said this before. He's kind of like the go to gamer guy. He's in the know how for everybody. Now, what games do we see possibly coming out? I think me and Joy are on the camp that we'll probably see some Horizon. I'm also on the camp that we might see something like God of War related. It got delayed, but I feel like it could happen. What about you guys?
Uh, it's really hard to say because I don't think any announcement that was made on the summer game show was expected. For example, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Mm.
We didn't think that we would get another Tony Hawk game from there,
Yeah,
and
you're right.
I think that's where they also revealed the Unreal Engine 5.
So you're saying we could
Was it?
probably get more like spec looks, like maybe another Unreal Engine or something like that.
I mean, we could look at, yeah, like probably more in depth as to like what's coming out for the next gen and stuff like that.
Okay, well, Joe, what do you think?
I don't know. I guess I agree with that. I think uh, it honestly might just be a lot more of like uh, just updates to current games that are already out. You know, uh, like I don't know, like just some updates for various like different games. I mean, I wouldn't say like something like Fortnite because they already had like a big update earlier today, or not earlier today, but like yesterday, I think.
Yeah, we got Rick Sanchez
Yeah,
in
like they
Superman.
announced, yeah,
Yeah.
Rick from Rick and Morty's in there and Superman.
I mean, yeah, it's that's just. I'll be honest, he doesn't look right.
Who?
Rick, he doesn't
No,
look right to me.
no, it doesn't.
No, but I mean, whatever. But yeah, I feel like we'll get at least similar announcements to that for other games. I'm pretty sure Ratchet and Clank comes out this month, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Do you think
It
we might
comes
just see?
out this Friday, actually.
Okay, so I mean, maybe just one last big like launch trailer for it at there, just like, hey, coming out this Friday. Check it out.
Or
Uh,
DLC.
I don't know, maybe, but I don't know.
I don't know, like Ratchet and Clank isn't really known to be like a DLC kind of games.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
but you know, yeah, I think I agree with Daniel. Is that oftentimes I think when like last year when Jeff Keighley did this summer game thing, uh, it's very unpredictable. Like I feel
Mhm.
like there's a lot of it's a place where I feel like stuff that usually doesn't get like a big stage announcement get announcements because obviously I you wouldn't expect a Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remaster on on like the on like a Sony big stage event. Like it just doesn't seem it doesn't warrant like that
Yeah.
presence. So I definitely agree. I think we'll get some surprises. What those might be, I have no idea.
No, I'm with you guys. I mean, I remember was it the first or second one that he did. I wasn't really that excited for it because nothing really amazing comment came out. It was just more like, "Hey, remember these games? We're still gonna still talk about them." And I'm like, "Sure, Jeff, but I would have loved to see some new games." But I mean, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see because, as like I said earlier, we're kind of in the questionable area. Of like, what could happen? What could show up? All right, but let's move on to the next one. And the next one is some stuff on Friday that's really not for us. IGN Expo, they could probably be covering some stuff. I don't see much of an announcements going there. Do you guys see anything?
Let's see, for this one's the IGN Expo.
Yeah.
I'm not that familiar with what goes on with the IGN event, so I can't really
Like
say what to
I don't
expect.
know. I think because I remember IGN did like a similar summer of gaming
Mm,
thing where they were announcing various stuff. But I feel
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think it'd be a lot more of a smaller scale announcements.
mm,
Again, like we're gonna see maybe more in depth looks into some games
mm,
probably. Because I know that IGN would do that. They would have interviews with developers and stuff like that, as
mm,
well as just regular game announcements. So that could definitely be on the cards. Again, as to what games, I
mm.
have no idea. But yeah, I think
Well,
it's gonna be more of a curated like. Let's talk to some developers.
Yeah.
yeah,
You're gonna say
actually,
Daniel?
there might be one thing. Last year that IGN event, they revealed Ramlethal for Guilty Gear Strive, so And
That is
they
true.
recently announced that there's a DLC character coming out next month, I think. So we might get an
Mm,
in-depth look about that.
nice.
I mean, yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
It
And
could
I
be
think,
the big
and it's
burly
supposed to be a
dude.
brand new character too.
Mm-hmm.
It's the big burly dude, the overweight looking guy. I forgot his name. I think it was
Oh yeah, like
Dixon's.
the Secretary of Defense dude.
Yeah. I was like, oh, he looks cool. I'm down to play that guy. So the next part of stuff is obviously some developer showcases, Guerrilla Collective, wholesome direct. I don't know anything they've made.
I don't know what that is.
The Guerrilla Collective.
No, Guerrilla Collective. Aren't they the ones making? Uh, we just talked about this Horizon,
Are they?
or
Is
am
it
I just
Guerrilla
thinking?
Games?
Oh,
Yeah.
Guerrilla Games, but Guerrilla Collective. Okay, but no, I don't think I've ever heard of Guerrilla Collective though.
I've never heard of wholesome direct.
Well, I mean, I imagine the direct portion is like a tie into like
Mm,
Nintendo Direct. So I'm assuming the company's wholesome.
yeah.
I don't know what that is though. So
Yeah. This is. Do you have an idea, Daniel?
No, that's the first I'm hearing about this wholesome stuff.
okay, well at least I know Guerrilla Collective is definitely more. It's gonna be very indie games
Okay.
focused.
Okay. We always gotta have room for the
Uh,
indies. All right. I mean,
I mean, indies will always.
they will always have a place here in the gaming community.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like usually, I guess indies are very hard to predict as well. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it, it's always like I think like an interesting grab bag whenever
Hmm.
indie games are usually announced or have their
Yeah.
own spot because you're always sort of like, well, these aren't games that I wouldn't necessarily play, but they are like neat that people are that these indie developers are putting out like their passion into their work and stuff. You know.
No, I agree with that. Let's move on to something we probably could talk about is the Ubisoft Forward. So anything involving Ubisoft, and I think I don't think we're getting anything Assassin's Creed related, or at least an announcement of a new Assassin's Creed game that's being in development right now. That could be in development.
Well, yeah, last year was Valhalla, and um,
They did stop doing a yearly Assassin's Creed game.
yeah, but I think it's like they take at least a year of break at this point with
Mm-hmm.
Assassin's Creed now. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't expect an Assassin's Creed game.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Daniel? Do you have any ideas what Ubisoft can come in swinging with?
Uh, I see some maybe another collaboration of some kind with Nintendo actually, because we've been seeing a lot of collaboration with between the two for a couple of E3s now. For example,
Miyamoto
I think it's
came out of nowhere that time.
Yeah,
yeah for the
But
Mario Rabbids crossover game,
yeah,
which is surprisingly very good by the way.
yeah, I've
And
heard.
then yeah, then way before that as well, there was this they were doing their own like Toys to Life kind of thing with Starlink, where you build your own spaceship, and they did a thing with Nintendo where you could actually have like a their R wing and play as Fox McCloud in the game.
Yeah,
ooh, I remember that.
yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, and then they actually brought back Grant Kirkhope to do. No, actually, they did brought him back for the main game too, but I think they had him on stage to play the music for the Donkey Kong DLC for the Mario Rabbids crossover.
yeah.
Mm.
I remember this.
Yeah, so we might see something more from the two together.
All right, Jay, what do you think?
Um, personally, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see some Far Cry 6 stuff because they did announce that last year.
Mm-hmm.
And probably like a big gameplay reveal.
Didn't they ever have a gameplay reveal?
I don't recall. I maybe because I think Ubisoft has been doing like their forward events infrequently, but yeah, I think definitely more Far Cry 6 stuff going down.
There is indeed an official gameplay trailer.
Okay.
But you probably write some more of that.
All right, let
Potentially.
me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Do you think we might see any footage or a trailer of some kind for Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake.
They did talk about something like that.
Oh, I mean,
That there might be a
Because
Prince of Persia remake.
they did announce again that it was being delayed yet further.
Ooh, that is not questionable. I could see something.
yeah, maybe. Honestly, speaking of games that probably were delayed, Beyond Good and Evil 2, where's that?
I was wondering about that because that's another game that they've been talking about.
Because we
only saw one trailer.
Yeah, we only saw one trailer and maybe a hint of like just gameplay stuff back in like what 2018, 2017.
Do you remember then?
Back, like it was near the end of the PS4 and Xbox One life cycle. So I want to say maybe like a year or two before the PS5 came out.
Yeah, and people have been clamoring about that game for a while, and not just that. And you just reminded me. I think it was called Skull and Bones. Didn't that get delayed? The pirate game.
Yeah. I think I'm not entirely sure if it. Part of my brain wants to say it might have even gotten canceled. I'm not sure.
Like I don't remember. I just remembered
that,
it being a competitor for Sea of Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
I think part of it was that they built it off of like Assassin's Creed, the Black Flag's like ship gameplay. Maybe because everybody liked it so much. Like, hey, why don't we just make a game that's just you being a pirate on a ship? And yeah, I do remember that being delayed. But yeah, Beyond Good and 2, Beyond Good and Evil 2 was announced in 2017. It's been
4 years.
About to be 5.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's that's that's kind of crazy.
No, it's. Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm not counting this year.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy with that one. Skull and Bones. I'll look into what's going on with that. But yeah, that also is a game that it feels like it should have been like at least out by now.
Yeah, you're gonna say Daniel?
So like, I think one important question is this has been an ongoing controversy for I don't know how long now, but do you think Ubisoft will address anything about like what's going on in their offices and and all the other stuff that's been reported?
I think they might make a comment. I don't know if this is the right place and time for it, but I think maybe a quick comment would probably make sense. Like, I mean there've been other times where where stuff like this has happened and they address it. I think we might get something.
It's just that. I mean, it's going to be like a big elephant in the room, kind of like when PlayStation got hacked and E3 happened and they can't just brush it off like it's nothing. They have to address it to all the fans watching.
Yeah, I remember that.
So Skull and Bones, it did get delayed to next year, but partially because they decided that they wanted to add some changes to the game.
Okay.
And as well, so
long as it's not doing any crunch time, everything would be fine.
Well, I mean, yeah. So yeah, it's so that's the fate of Skull and Bones as to whether or not we will see anything. Probably not, considering they are like putting extra effort into changing some of the game mechanics. But yeah, honestly, I guess for me, like seeing where the heck is Beyond Good and Evil 2, like that clearly like it's been a real long time, so I feel like there should be something about that right now.
Yeah,
it's getting like this, like the biggest gap too.
Yeah,
because aside from Assassin's Creed, that's all they got.
Yeah, and the original Beyond Good and Evil, that was way back, for PS2, Xbox, and GameCube.
Jesus, that is way back.
I guess off the top of my head, what other stuff they might announce? Maybe Rainbow Six Siege updates, as well as I don't know, maybe a new Ghost Recon, or God willing, a new Splinter Cell game.
There are rumors about a Splinter Cell.
Yeah, there are rumors of that involving with Xbox.
I mean, it would be nice to see a stealth game like that come back, especially since I think the last time we seen Sam Fisher was in Ghost Recon Breakpoint as like a DLC thing. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I remember that.
Something like that. Yeah, and way before that, like I think his last game was on the PS3 as well.
Yeah. So
and the Wii U, if you could believe it.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
All right, so let's move on to that one because, like, aside from that, I can't really think of what other games Ubisoft can announce. But the next two
I mean,
ones we
there's
have is,
Just Dance.
I mean, we're
yeah,
always gonna get a Just Dance.
that's their moneymaker.
that's a mainstay on the Ubisoft stage.
Yeah, that's like the casual moneymaker right there.
Yeah.
You know how many girls
Like,
I
could
know
you
that
believe
just
they were
play
still
that?
making that game for the Wii? I don't mean the Wii, like the original Wii, up to last year.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure like EA kept on making FIFA games for the PS2, so that's kind of freaking crazy.
No, yeah, it did. Like, I think the very last FIFA game for PS2 was 15.
They were around that long.
Well, it's because a certain
Like, the
South
PS2's been
American
around
country.
that long.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, like
Let's
the
just say
PS2 refused to
PS2s are.
die.
Yeah, let's just say PS2s are very popular in Brazil. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
Gearbox and Devolver Digital are after Ubisoft. They don't have an exact timestamp, but they're there. Anything from Gearbox aside from what
Borderlands.
Borderlands?
I mean, off the top of my head, I can't think of any other franchise Gearbox is behind besides Borderlands. But we had Borderlands 3 come out like what, last year, right?
No, it was longer than that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was like what 2-3 years ago? More than that, I feel.
It's been a while, yeah. I mean, aside from Borderlands, maybe Duke Nukem.
Do they have the rights?
They do, because I forgot, I think 3D Realms, while they were struggling to make Duke Nukem Forever, they teamed up with Gearbox, but by doing so, they're pretty much giving up the rights to Gearbox.
Okay, so maybe we can get another Doom. I mean, we're getting a lot of old school games back now.
Like Doom's
I can see
Bethesda.
Doom. I mean, Doom. Sorry, I said Doom. I meant what was wrong with me? Duke Nukem.
Honestly, I feel like after Duke Nukem Forever, Duke Nukem is dead. Just gonna point that out. Listen, I have no faith in that.
They will bring him back every once in a while. I think they brought him back as a DLC character for Bullet Point, I think.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, maybe they want to try again, especially since they're trying to make a Duke Nukem movie.
Maybe.
Starring who?
I think it was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Duke, but I think I might be wrong.
I was gonna say, if this was the '90s, I was gonna say Dolph Lundgren. I don't know why. It just seems right.
No, that would actually be perfect if it was still in the '90s. Yeah, fair enough. All right. Anything else from Gearbox, or is that all we got?
I mean,
Battleborn 2. I don't know.
God, no, they're not gonna do that.
I think I murked by Overwatch.
Yeah, it was very disappointing for
I mean, I'll give Battleborn this. At least it didn't die out terribly like Lawbreakers.
Yeah, if there's a totem pole for hero shooter deaths, clearly Lawbreakers takes the cake.
That was tragedy.
Yeah, no, I feel like it was pretty funny.
All right, there's Devolver Digital, and what games have they made off the top of my head? I can't remember.
It's mostly indie
they're mostly
games.
They're like mostly a publisher for indie games, but the reason you would want to watch Devolver Digital is because their E3 conferences are fucking insane.
Yeah, they make fun of E3 conferences in general.
Oh, okay.
So it's like if Adult Swim did a parody E3 conference. Basically, that's usually what happens at Devolver Digital's conferences.
Okay,
yeah, like I want to describe like how it goes, but I can't do it justice. You'll have to go on YouTube and watch how like they do the E3 presentations, because it just gets crazier and crazier.
I'll be sure to do that. All right, so now we're going off to Sunday, and this is probably the big one. The unified front of Xbox and Bethesda, they are taking the helms on Sunday, because that's always their Sunday spot. So obviously, what do we want to see? What can we expect to see from them? What do we want to see? And this is probably gonna take up most of the discussion, because aside from them, Nintendo's the big one. But let's leave the more obvious ones out. What can we expect to see
from Xbox and Bethesda?
Yeah, or what do we think we can see?
All right, so just hear me out. The Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim Ultimate Edition.
launching on the Series X first.
Yeah, and it's gonna be 120 frames in 4K.
Tell
And
me all the lies. Tell me all the lies, Todd.
And
and more
and it
paid
is
mods.
5%
All
less
the paid
glitchy.
mods.
Will there be ray tracing involved?
Absolutely.
Yes, and it will reflect everything poorly.
Honestly, that's actually a pretty solid prediction. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
As
I,
much as we shit on this,
I mean, like, I mean, that's just like I don't really made a big deal about porting Skyrim to Xbox One and PS4 at the time. You know, with the special edition. So I honestly, Daniel's on track for ports for the new systems.
all I know is when I see Todd Howard, all I'm gonna think about is that Fleetwood Mac song, "The Sweet Little Lies."
16 times the detail.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
But yeah, no, I agree with Daniel. I think actually, that's actually a great prediction.
I mean,
Yeah, in the words
not
of Todd
everyone's first.
Howard, it just works.
Yeah, all of it just works.
Just works. I mean, I don't think we're gonna see anything from Elder Scrolls 6. I'll admit that.
I mean, yeah, I think the last time we heard about it, 2019, Todd was like, "We are in very early development. All you got was a fucking title, and that was it."
That's it. With
Uh,
badass soundtrack.
Yeah, like we're not gonna hear from them again until maybe after Starbound releases.
yeah. Speaking of which, I actually think we might get a bit of a tease for Starfield. Just
Oh,
like
was it Starfield?
yeah,
Oh,
Starfield
I said
because
Starbound.
oh Starbound. Oh wait, hold on. Is it Starbound? I
No,
feel
no,
like
no,
it's
no, no,
One
look.
of
Starfield.
you guys have to look it up. I'm not saying.
Uh,
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go into that.
listen, all right, I'll look it up, but I feel I think we might get at least a bit of a tease.
That is like the most like hyped up game that we have seen nothing about. Like Skyrim, I can understand. Like we've played a Skyrim before. We played an RPG like that kind of game. Starfield bound, whatever you want to call it.
It's Starfield.
Starfield, okay.
Okay,
Starfield.
Starfield.
Like all we got was a title and that's it. I want to see something from that. I especially want to see it. Now the question is Xbox getting it first, or is it only on Xbox?
I mean, I feel like we discussed. I think we discussed it before on a previous episode when we talked about Xbox acquiring Bethesda. But I feel like when it comes to newer IP stuff like Starfield, I feel like uh, that could definitely be
Mm-hmm.
Xbox console exclusive and like on PC as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. While something like I think Elder Scrolls 6 potentially could be multi-plat. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's sort of my bold prediction. I think the other thing I guess I will probably see just from Bethesda is either more content for Fallout 76 and maybe some maybe like an announcement of like a new Doom game. I'm not sure. I mean,
Evil Within 3.
Now they're
potentially.
busy with Tokyo Ghostwire.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's right, Tokyo Ghostwire. That is another game that I haven't seen much about, but it looks pretty cool.
I mean,
Plus, I think Shinji Mikami left too.
Oh,
I think. Well, I'll have to look it up because I know. I'm forgetting these names. Ikumi Nakamura, I think, the one that everyone went crazy for back at E3 a couple years ago. I know she's not with Bethesda anymore.
oh, you mean like everyone's
with the
favorite
company.
gamer girl who's no longer part of Bethesda?
yeah.
Yeah, I think she left a while back.
Good on her.
I mean,
She's going places.
okay. But yeah. Besides, I guess Bethesda stuff.
Xbox stuff. Maybe some Perfect Dark.
We did get that announcement last year.
Probably, yeah.
I mean,
I
go for it, Daniel.
mean, I know they just announced it. Like it was back at the Game Awards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they. I know they announced it saying it's like a quadruple A game for I don't know how long ago, so we don't know if it's still early or they're pretty much like
Mhm.
halfway done. But I wouldn't surprise me to see if we get a trailer for Perfect Dark.
Yeah. At least it's a nice little cinematic. Joe, you're still on the camp for Banjo.
Yes. I would like to see a Banjo game. Will we see it? You know, here's hoping though. That'd be sweet.
I'll tell you what, we'll get probably a Psychonauts trailer.
I still can't believe that game isn't out. I keep seeing Psychonauts every single time at any big gaming thing, and I'm like, why is that game not out yet?
Yeah, because Double Fine, they're an indie game studio, so I mean,
Fair
they've done
enough.
AAA games before. We saw them did it with Brutal Legend, but having to work on their own steam without any help from any other company, that's gonna take them quite a while. But hopefully,
Yeah.
with Xbox, it kind of speeds things up.
Hopefully, Brutal Legend 2. What other games? I mean, I don't think we're gonna get. Actually, no, never mind. Actually, I think we will get a Gears 6 tease because how long has it been since Gears 5?
I believe that was 2019.
Was it 2019?
I believe so.
I want to say it was 2017 at least.
Gears 5?
Yeah, because you might be thinking of Tactics because that one was pretty recent. Did Gears 5 ever came out?
Which one?
Gears 5 was 2019, dude.
Oh, never mind. Then I'm wrong. But I could totally see them
Did
making.
you say Gears Pop?
Yeah, the Funko Pop game.
I think so, but the only news I heard from it is that it was shutting down. That's the only reason why I think it did came out.
Fair enough. What? This is obviously okay. Now we're going into probably the more obvious ones, and I don't think this is gonna happen. But I pray to God, pray to whatever God may hear me. Killer Instinct 2 or Season 4, please, Microsoft. I'm begging you, bring back KI.
I mean, I don't know.
Please bring back AI. I really want KI to come back. Please.
Yeah.
Those ultra combos, man.
Yeah.
Like we're all on that camp.
I'm sadly one of the more, I guess, realistic ones of like.
No, Joe, you need to have hope.
I'm just like, hey, it's possible, but I mean, I don't think we'll see anything like that. It would be neat, but I don't think we'll see anything like that.
Listen, the one person that we're really excited will be Maximilian, dude. We'll probably get another. Probably one of more famous videos where he's just screaming out of the top of his lungs for that new Killer Instinct game came out. But aside from that, what other Xbox games aside from like probably the biggest one they're banking on?
There's Forza.
I mean,
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. That's Forza.
That's another staple.
Yeah, it's another staple.
Maybe more Setsuna too, since they own Ninja Theory now.
That's right. I forgot about Setsuna too. That would make sense because they announced that like what 2 years ago. It was around the same time they announced the Series X.
Yeah, I believe so.
That was during at the Game Awards.
Yeah,
and maybe a little bit more into Project Mara too. I don't know if you've seen it, but like that game looks insane. Like I don't know what kind of magic, wizardry or whatever they did, but whatever footage they had that's in game engine, it looks so crazy realistic.
Cuphead, that second season or Cuphead 2, whatever it was called.
You mean the Delicious Last Course, the DLC?
Yes.
The one that we're still waiting for after, I don't know, 5 years now.
To be fair, Cuphead took a long time too.
I know, like I do respect them for recreating the art that is drawing, animation, hand by hand for each cell up to 60 frames, and that is not easy. So I will commend them for that.
Yeah,
and hopefully they're making good progress. Maybe we'll get something from them.
Yeah. What other game do they have on their belt right now that's gonna get us excited? Or is that all of it?
Halo.
Yeah, I wanted to lead up to that, but yes, that is a game that at least 2/3 of us are really excited for.
I mean, yeah, I don't think there's any other game Because here, like, I think
I just realized you're wearing the Halo hat right now.
dude, I always wear this hat.
He does.
Fair enough.
This hat's been here waiting for this moment. All right, but
I mean, there's probably one more game that's probably more hype than Halo Infinite.
Okay, let's start off with that one first because I don't know which one you're talking about.
This is the what if. This is just a pulling out of my ass, maybe, and most likely it won't happen. Blinks to Cat 3.
denied. If I ain't getting Banjo, they're certainly not getting that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want Voodoo Fence out too?
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
They used
I would
Conker
love
for
another
that,
Conker game, but they said they most likely will never go back, to make another Conker game, which is sad.
They used Conker for that. What was that like?
That Fox game, like it was
Project
like
Spark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Project
yeah,
Spark. Yeah,
yeah.
they used them for that, which is
Yeah.
kind of sad. It's a sad fate.
maybe a continuation for Battletoads, but then again, I heard like that was kind of like a mixed bag at best.
Yeah, I guess.
Even though I enjoyed it, it was still pretty much a mixed bag for some people.
But
Yeah, Halo.
Yeah, Halo being obviously the big one. We got that, like, we sort of saw a gameplay trailer for it last year. Definitely a bit of criticism, and they're saying we're working on it. We've been seeing images and seeing that it has been improving. So yeah, probably one final big like gameplay showcase. Maybe a multiplayer beta. I doubt it because I feel like they haven't really said anything about that.
No,
And
but I think, but that's what probably would like that would probably be the best way to end Inc. 3 was probably just, hey, by the way, Halo Infinite beta, here you go, free from this time to this time, go for it. And I'm just like, oh yes. I mean, the question is for Halo is that, do you think it'll meet expectations? Because a lot of people did not like that gameplay trailer. I was fine with it. You were fine with it, Daniel. I don't know about your side of that story.
I mean, I thought it was alright, but then I understood why people were mad because they were expecting next gen stuff, not current hardware stuff at the time.
Yeah.
But do I think will it live up? I want to say it's a 50-50 chance because people are mixed about the Halo series right after I think 3 ODST or Reach, because then afterward with Halo 4 it's like it's fun but it's not the same. Halo 5 came out.
I mean, people were mixed for Halo Reach, but then when that came back, they're like, "Oh, we were wrong. Reach is pretty good."
Yeah, and at the same time,
That's
I
because
feel
they
like
played 5.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I think it's mainly just due to nostalgia because I feel like still people the big complaints with Reach was always just I fucking hate armor lock. Why is there bloom? This sucks.
Why do we have sprint?
You've killed competitive Halo. Which, to be fair, kind of did do that.
Yeah.
Halo was no longer MLG after Halo Reach.
Fair enough. Well, ODST too.
Well, ODST didn't have multiplayer.
It had a firefight.
Yeah, but that wasn't a competitive mode. That was
Fair
cooperative mode.
Fair enough. Yeah, no. I mean, from everything I've seen from Halo Infinite, I feel very. This is probably just me. It just feels very hopeful. Like everything just feels like this feels like Halo. Every time I watch the trailer, I'm like, oh, that's the feel. I miss that feel. That little thing that pulls at my heartstrings. Like, oh, that's Halo. And I don't know, man. They're probably just like teasing me. Well, but from because 343's been releasing a lot of images like once a month, or like once a month about what's going on, and majority of it looks pretty good. I don't know. Have you been keeping up with that, Joy?
Actually, I haven't.
Oh, okay, I haven't either, so I can't really. But from what I've seen, it looks pretty good. Daniel, I don't think you've been keeping up with it either, have you?
Let's see. Not really. I pay attention from time to time, but I'm not like actively focused on it.
Yeah, because you don't want to get your hopes up too high, like this guy right here, me. But aside from that, I think maybe hopefully we'll see some good stuff. Now, after Xbox and Bethesda, we have Square Enix, which didn't they say they were gonna do like a Dark Soul esque Final Fantasy game that's not 16?
That is a rumor.
Okay.
Wait, are
Uh,
you mean to tell me the Final Fantasy 16 trailer we got is not a Dark Souls inspired Final Fantasy game?
Like that's a completely different thing, but there's rumors that there might be like the guys that did they made on the Neo games for PlayStation. There might be the guys making the Dark Souls inspired Final Fantasy spinoff.
you okay there?
I guess I'm just very confused because I remember Final Fantasy 16 just looking very,
Dark Soulish.
just having a more like Western inspired medieval fantasy vibe, like something out of fucking Game of Thrones. So when I hear Dark Souls inspired Final Fantasy game, I'm like, wait, isn't that what we're just about to get with 16? Because also 16 is a third person seeming action game
Mm-hmm.
from what we can tell, right?
Yeah.
Much like a Souls game. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying, it might confuse people. I'm just gonna point that out. I'm just gonna point that out.
He's not wrong.
I mean, yeah. And if the rumor is true, then expect some hardcore shit, man. Because if you ain't played Neo, that is very unforgiving.
Oh, I believe it.
It's probably more harder than any game that from software that's made, in my opinion.
Oh, oh, damn.
Yeah, that's how like unforgiving it is.
Good lord. There could be 16. We don't know. Maybe some other Final Fantasy stuff. There's could be some more. I don't think there's gonna be Final Fantasy 7 stuff because we're
Yeah,
just
no.
about to get integrated.
I
Says
mean,
you.
maybe not the actual second part to the remake, but some other stuff in it because they're pulling that same thing like they did with 15 with 7. Because I don't know if you heard, like there's like a mobile game of 7, and then another
Yeah.
mobile
Yeah,
game, but it's a battle royale.
yeah, yeah. No, Square Enix likes to milk the fuck out of every new Final Fantasy game.
Well, to be fair, they're just returning back to the Final Fantasy VII cow because it'd always be there. That trusty Final Fantasy VII cow, they'll always milk it. In dire times, they'll go back and be like, hey, Cloud, Tifa, Barrett, get ready because we gotta milk the shit out of your franchise. You know?
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking of like the Final Fantasy 7 abridged characters,
I mean,
voice actors in there. I don't know why.
I don't know. I guess it just seems more funnier in that respect. Personally, I feel out of Square Enix, besides all the Final Fantasy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
well, maybe tangentially related to Final Fantasy, I feel like we might potentially get a teaser for an announcement for a possible potential Kingdom Hearts 4.
No.
Or as Nomura would call it, Kingdom Hearts. This one is definitely not 4. Screw you. You're getting 4 in 16 years when I feel like it.
I know that I believe.
Yeah,
That I believe.
yeah.
Kingdom Hearts Dream Dot Distance 2. That's what we're going to get.
No. It has to
On
be
the Switch and on mobile.
No. It has to be something with at least 4 words, 4 separate words. So it'd be like Kingdom Hearts 4, I don't know, like 4D or some shit like that.
4Q.
Okay, so how about this? Like Kingdom Hearts into the Balan Wonder World.
That's how they say that franchise. You just bring Sora in. You bring Nomura into every franchise. He'll fix it. All right? That's the Square strategy. We need someone to make Final Fantasy 15. Get Nomura on it. Wait, what? He's going way too far in some places. Screw it. Get him back working on Kingdom Hearts 3. We forgot we were making that too.
Okay, aside from all that, I think one thing we could probably see is some more Avengers content.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
That game is still not dead.
Well,
I mean, it's trying not to die, from what I'm hearing.
can you call a zombie really dead?
It is the undead.
It's the living dead.
I don't
But
know.
yeah,
I've been hearing lots of things about like players. They're not liking what the devs are doing, and the devs are brushing it off, and then it just pisses them off more, and which is pretty bad because they're still early. I don't think they released the first expansion yet.
I think they have.
Yeah, they
With
released the first two, and the one with Kate Bishop Hawkeye and Clint Barton Hawkeye.
But I
it's
mean, like the
called
big
yeah,
one, like with Black Panther and all the other
Oh
right,
no,
stuff.
yeah,
yeah, that one isn't out yet.
no. But I mean, we could probably
And
see.
plus, I don't think they've released Spider-Man yet, and that was supposed to be a PlayStation exclusive.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Sons of bitches.
yeah, but I'm pretty sure like Spider-Man is definitely like still like far down the line. I feel.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, yeah. But probably we would, yeah, definitely. So maybe just see some Black Panther gameplay.
Or we could probably get another near game.
Uh, Potentially. I mean, Platinum
Maybe
Games are behind those near games, but obviously, I think Square owns. Or
not necessarily, but yeah, like they were behind Automata. But like
yeah.
Yoko Taro, you got some other games out there too, like
Mhm.
Drakengard.
Hmm.
Okay, so what other Square Enix games could we expect to see or maybe announce?
Okay, so recently they did an anniversary broadcast for Dragon Quest where they announced a bunch of Dragon Quest stuff, like an HD remake of Dragon Quest 3 that's kind of like in
Yeah.
the style of Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, I remember
They announced
that.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then they announced Dragon Quest 12, so we might see some more stuff to celebrate. I think it's 30 years now for Dragon Quest.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. I think that
Okay, so
makes
maybe
sense.
Dragon Quest Builders 3 or Dragon Quest Heroes. I don't know. There's a lot of potential.
Dragon Quest Warriors game.
That's
That's pretty
that's
dope.
possible.
Sounds pretty dope.
That's possible. There's a lot of fan favorite characters they could put in.
They could bring back the Stadia for new consoles.
Oh, you mean Final Fantasy Decision?
Yeah,
I mean, didn't they make?
they did.
They
was
already
that, yeah.
did like the City of NT. It was I think it came out around like when Soul Calibur was around too, or another fighting game that I can't remember.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's besides my Kingdom Hearts thing. That's all I got for Square Enix.
Yeah, I think that's all I got too. There's some other stuff that's going around PC gaming show, which is mostly just probably gonna talk about some new PC stuff.
Yeah, which is a very games specifically for PC are very broad topic. So
Mm-hmm.
There's
also the Future Game Show, which I don't know. It's probably another indie.
probably, yeah.
Now, here's one that we may have to come to terms that could possibly happen. Warner Brothers games. So there's the couple Batman games that are coming out. I think there's another Arkham game, or am I thinking of the one where you play all the sidekicks?
Yeah, Gotham Knights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's that,
And then there's Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm. Which I think we said it before. Actually, I don't think none of us said it before. I think we did it at one live stream talk. But I guess I'm down for it.
I mean, yeah, both games sound interesting.
We'll probably get more out of it. I think one of them got delayed though.
Okay.
I think it was Gotham Knights got delayed.
Yeah, Gotham Knights got delayed.
Okay.
And I think they announced that we won't see anything about Hogwarts Legacy from the WB this year either.
Oh, I was looking forward to that. That's because that's the Harry Potter RPG game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd be down to play that. That sounds like fun.
As long as I get to be a trans person that can go into the bathroom, I'll be happy. If not, then I know who ruined the game. That's a little spicy joke there for you guys.
I find it funny, but I don't know how to react to it.
J.K. Rowling doesn't like trans people. It's funny.
It is kind of funny.
It is.
That she's a horrible person.
She's like, Dumbledore is gay. Love me. Wait, what?
Fair enough.
I make Dumbledore gay. That means you like me, right? Yeah, but you said all those bad things about trans people. But Dumbledore gay though.
Fair enough. I mean,
Like she would get crazy too. Like, did you know she came out saying there's no toilets in Hogwarts back then because
Oh
they would just pick up
yes,
shit.
yes,
no.
absolutely. If there
Like
are
they would just shit
toilets in
themselves.
Hogwarts, I'm gonna be like, this is not canon. This is not canon to
Well, no,
J.K. Rowling.
technically, from my understanding from the tweet, they didn't have it until this point in time. They just apparently just shat themselves and used magic to get rid of it.
Listen, if I can't have the ability to poop myself in a Harry Potter game, knowing that is lore, then it's a bad Harry Potter game. J.K. Rowling is the Pope of Harry Potter. She should be listened at all times.
God damn it, Joe.
Oh, man.
Prove me wrong, you know. Although I
Alright,
have heard that she's not involved with the video game whatsoever, so you know.
yeah, but some people
You're
they're
fine with
still
it.
very iffy
Yeah.
about that, even though that she's
Yeah.
not involved.
Yeah, no, I
But-
think everyone was like, thank God she's not involved.
Yeah, it's very. But my comments still stand though.
As a joke, sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, aside from that,
so what about NetherRealm Studios? Do you think they'll be coming out with anything?
there's a possibility. I think we're done with Mortal Kombat. I think we're done.
No, we get one more DLC, and it's just John Claude Van Damme. It's just it's real life John Claude Van Damme doing fatalities on people.
Bloodsport.
Well, I mean, I guess you should want his character from Bloodsport, but
Sure.
I just want regular John Claude Van Damme.
It fits. I mean, Johnny Cage is based on him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Johnny Cage is based off of Jean Claude Van Damme.
Yep.
But I guess he was too busy with Street Fighter at the time.
Yeah.
Ironic.
I mean, there's another game that I think we could that NetherRealms could come out with.
Mortal Kombat. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's probably Injustice 3. But who knows?
I want them
and
to
then
make...
there's that crazy rumor about Marvel being a Marvel fighting game done by NetherRealm.
Yeah.
That is all. Now, see, that's all going to depend on what happens to on that day.
I mean,
I've had this discussion. Go for it,
I'm
Dan.
not
Go for it.
against it, but it won't be the same. Like, I grew up playing like the hyper fighting games with the Marvel vs. Capcom series, so having to see it go through that to what NetherRealm does, that's gonna be a big change. And even if the game is great and I have fun with it, it won't be the same, kind of hype that I would have with Marvel.
And I knew you were gonna say that because like what I was gonna say is like I'm not against NetherRealms making a Marvel fighting game, so long as it means we could probably still get Marvel vs. Capcom games. Because we get Marvel vs. Capcom games, we also sometimes get Street Fighter games, and vice versa.
That was another big concern because like people were thinking this is going to be the death of Marvel versus, and I would absolutely hate if that's what it means. But I hope that it doesn't mean that if they do make a Marvel game, there won't be another Marvel versus, because I hope
Listen,
they can.
If you make a Marvel versus with the characters that you need to have, you're gonna have a bestseller because everyone loves Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah.
Because I'm not against it either. I mean, supposedly the rumor is that it's a Avengers versus X-Men game, and you're like, no, I don't like that.
I just feel like it's like NetherRealms decided, we make Injustice, the whole storyline is DC characters, DC superheroes fighting against each other and stuff. One is evil and stuff. Let's just have it, heroes versus heroes again. Granted, I do like the idea slightly more than if they were just gonna be like, let's just do Civil War.
Oh yeah, we don't need another one of those.
Yeah, let's just do our own version of Civil War.
Yeah.
But if it's gonna go down the line of Avengers versus X-Men, it's like, all right, I'm like, it's
you're more
fine.
accepting, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, where else? I think that's all from Warner Brothers games that we can think of, right?
Wasn't Rocksteady
Unless
still gonna
bring
make
back some midway games like Carnival or anything like that?
Yeah, that's true.
Wasn't a Rocksteady gonna make a Superman game?
That's still up in the air.
Okay, so that's still
I heard things that they were, but then WB says no, and now they're working on Suicide Squad now.
They said no because Superman was supposed to be based off of Henry Cavill, but now that Henry Cavill's out of the DC universe, they're like, no, screw that guy. We're not making a Superman game. But it's like, well, we can just use a different face. No, Superman doesn't sell. Batman sells. Batman sells all the time. Yeah.
Come on, Warner Brothers. I mean, you've been nothing but bad luck for Superman when it comes to games. I mean, you pretty much messed up Superman 64 because you
Yeah.
want people to focus on Batman for some. I mean, I like Batman, he's cool, but you're gonna sabotage Superman's game just because of Batman.
Don't do
Yes.
that. Let's not do that.
And then I think the last
360, yeah.
decent game was Superman Returns back on 360.
I don't think I played that game, but I'll take your word on it. All
Like,
right,
I
so
haven't heard anything, but I heard some people liked it, so I'm going off of that.
all right. So let's go on to Monday, which is we got Take Two, Capcom, and Mythical Games, Freedom Games, and Razer. Really, we're just gonna focus on the first two because the other ones are just more indie slash tech stuff. So Take Two, they're mostly known for the GTA stuff.
Yeah, they're like a big owner of mainly 2K games and as well as
Mm.
Rockstar. So
I mean, aside from the sports games, I don't see what's Grand Theft Auto 6 anytime soon.
no, especially since the PS5 the original like official like PS5 live stream opened with GTA 5 on next gen consoles.
Mhm.
So I mean, especially after Red Dead came out back in like what end of 2018, right?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think as GTA 6 is in the books. I mean, they might have started development, but I don't think we're gonna get one. Like,
If anything, we're probably gonna get more stuff for Red Dead Online or something.
yeah,
Yeah,
most
I can see
likely.
that.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to Capcom. And Capcom, I can see some more Monster Hunter stuff coming out because we have what 3 Monster Hunter games? I think Monster Hunter World. There's Monster Hunter Rise, and I think there's another one.
Monster Hunter Stories
I
too.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think those are the ones that we're mostly going to be hearing about.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think Monster Hunter World is officially done, and that's why they're working on Rise.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, I think they had like one last big like DLC thing, and then that's when they announced Rise.
Mhm.
So I think they're just exclusively working on Rise at this point.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
like one of the last big stories was that crossover event with the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get anything Street Fighter related.
What are you talking about? It's summer. Akira should be out by
mean,
now.
I'm not expecting anything Street Fighter 6 related, but maybe Street Fighter 5
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah,
maybe a tease of another fighting game.
Yeah.
Who could be the last character? Some say it's a guest character. Some say Ryo from King of Fighters.
Ryo, if anything, it's Kyo.
Sorry. Sorry. Yeah.
I mean, if Ryo's already in the game, his name is Dan.
Did I get my people's names confused again? Yeah, I think I'm Kyo.
No,
Yeah,
because like Dan is supposed to be a parody of Ryo
Fighting.
from King of Fighters.
Yeah.
Isn't it Art of Fighting? I swear to God.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's Art of Fighting,
Fighting,
but then
yeah.
obviously, you know, he
Yeah, I
transitioned
know.
into King of Fighters.
I swear to God, sometimes these SNK games get me all confused.
Well, it's because
Yeah,
King
the
of Fighters
MCU
basically
fighting
became
games.
yeah, King of Fighters became SNK's like all star because a bunch of heck, I think in older KOF games like Harumaru from Samurai Showdown shows up along with what's her name?
Nakoruru.
Yeah, her.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
But yeah, back to I guess the idea of the last Street Fighter character being a guest character. Honestly, if I think I'm still kind of down for that. I don't know. It'd be kind of a interesting tie-in, especially with King of Fighters 15.
Mhm.
But yeah, and I agree with Daniel. I don't think we're gonna see anything Street Fighter 6. Like I feel like once this last DLC stuff for Street Fighter 5 is done, then they'll be like coming soon or like coming now in development Street Fighter 6.
What any other fighting games that we can think that might come out that could possibly be it? I doubt Darkstalkers.
Please bring us Darkstalkers, man.
No,
You promised us.
Daniel, You didn't buy Resurrection. No one bought it. They were like, no one wants Darkstalkers. Then okay,
But I
bye.
did. I have it on my PS3.
I can boot it up right now and show you.
Like, you want
It
me to
would be
load it up?
pretty-
I'll fucking load it up right now.
It'd be pretty dope if that did happen though.
Yeah, it'd be actually
They're
pretty
not
dope.
dead.
I mean, if we're talking about fighting games, the big dream is another Marvel vs. Capcom game.
Imagine that, like, if the NetherRealm thing is true, and then suddenly out of nowhere, fucking Capcom, like the next stage is like Marvel versus Capcom 4. It's like, wait, what? Because to be fair,
My mind would blow.
Bro,
we can
if
live in a
they
world where
announce a
both
Marvel
games
fighting
exist.
game from NetherRealm, I will completely shat all over that because I'll be on, at Marvel vs. Capcom all day.
Here's the thing, like, I feel like you guys haven't mentioned, or rather, like, a possibility. Both games can exist.
Oh no, I'm fine with both games.
Like,
Oh yeah, they can.
they are two separate like entities in terms of style of play. So in an ideal world,
Mm-hmm.
both could coexist, but this is not an ideal world. So I mean, one will overshadow the other, and most likely it will be Marvel vs. Capcom overshadowing NetherRealm's Marvel game if that is true. Because it's Marvel, baby.
It's Marvel, baby. I mean, I'm down for that. I mean, honestly, I feel like the knowing NetherRealm's method of gameplay, I think if they do make a Marvel game, they'll probably be fine on their own. It's really more of like, can Capcom recover from Infinite? Which I think we all said it before. It's not a bad game. It's not a bad
And
game.
plus, I'm pretty sure they can because Disney, they got all their characters back, and I don't think they're gonna be petty or pull the same shit like they did with Infinite. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if
Yeah.
they do make another Marvel game, it will go more smoothly than what
I
happened
remember
last time.
there was a rumor of a DLC pack called Street Fighter vs. X-Men. We would have gotten Gil and a lot of the classic X-Men characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have gotten Juggernaut back, Wolverine.
Yep. What other game? I do not foresee anything related to Devil May Cry coming out of Capcom.
Nah. Especially since
wish.
the special edition came out last year.
Yeah.
So, like, probably not a DMC 6, but I mean, you never know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I probably could see a DMC 6, but not until like maybe 1 or 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what about Resident Evil? Like, would you expect like a spin-off or maybe DLC for Village?
I could see a DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little something with the daughter because she's a thing in the game now.
Mm. Personally, I think there are rumors about this, but we might be seeing a new Phoenix Wright game.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, so they did announce they're bringing back 2 Ace Attorney games that were previously only in Japan. But if we're getting another Phoenix Wright, I would be so down.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Oh, and there's also that game Pragmata that was announced on one of the PS5 showcases as well.
right.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's right. Here's a. I know that I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't. But it'd be pretty cool if they did. Some kind of a sequel to Asura's Wrath.
Yeah,
I
but
can't
that's
remember.
like,
I don't think it's coming out 2022. I think they said they're coming out in 2023.
What? It's coming out in 2023.
Pragmata.
Okay.
Yeah, so I still think it's very early for them to show off anything.
I think that's everything from Capcom that we can think of.
What about a new Mega Man?
I laugh at that.
maybe.
We got 11.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 11 did fine.
Listen,
And we got like the ZX games.
I'll shut my mouth if they announce Legends 3.
That's never gonna happen.
Oh, come on. They could just bring back the 3DS build and just finish off where it went wrong and just fix some problems.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be.
Mega Man's
I'll be
still
down
stuck
for
on the moon. He needs to get back.
No, I like to think he got back. No, but I'll be down for another Mega Man game. maybe another Mega Man X game. I don't know. We'll see.
X.
Uh,
I would be down for X.
oh, I'd be down for X or something along Mega Man related. Anything else that we could probably see from Capcom?
We could see them bring back another retro game. I mean, they recently
They're
brought
doing
back
well with
Ghost and
that.
Goblins.
Yeah, that's right. They did bring back Ghosts and Goblins. Really, really, like Capcom's been like really going back to the well and seeing what all the games that people enjoy they could bring back.
Yeah, and maybe another collab with Disney again because DuckTales was fun and it caught me off guard when they brought back the Disney Afternoon collection.
No, see, that's the testing bed, Daniel. That's how we know that they'll be fine with what they do with Marvel. If they were able to make another DuckTales game and it's a success, that's the testing ground. I'm telling you right now.
I mean, they remastered it, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do another one with the reboot.
Fair enough. All right, I think that's everything we got from Capcom. Let's move on to Tuesday, where we'll see basically Nintendo Direct. Probably some
Let's
Pokemon
get this out
games.
of the way. New Smash character.
Yeah, new Smash character. We don't who could it be? We don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see.
I mean, I have two. I mean, I I'm a prophet. I feel like we never discussed this the last time, but I am a prophet. I predicted Pyra and Mithra from the very outset of season of
I mean,
Pyre
that was
Pass
pretty
2.
obvious though.
Yeah, but then everyone on the internet is like, they're not gonna add it like Pyra or Mithra or Rex. You get the me costume. Nobody cares, and it's like, you fools! I, the prophet, say so.
So who do you think is gonna be?
No,
Daniel's on Doom Guy's camp.
which, I mean, that's
The
fair.
Doom Slayer.
Yeah. For me, there's like, I have like I do have a bit of a not to play up the prophet joke or whatever, but we haven't gotten the Heihachi me costume.
No,
So
we
in
have.
my brain, wait, have we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is it? Was it? When was that?
it was like way in the beginning.
Yeah,
Was it
it was
base?
a while back. I want to say around where Terry came out.
Oh, I could have sworn we had. Okay, then that completely destroys my pick.
Good job there, Prophet.
Look, it's
No,
easy
good
to
job
know.
there,
It's going to
Mosh.
be Doom Slayer, and then the very last character is going to be Waluigi.
What
no.
says you, Nostradamus?
Waluigi is definitely a no. I mean, like Sakurai probably just hates the idea because people kept on trying to kill him for it. Personally, Doomslayer, like, don't get me wrong, it would be neat. I get now this might be bias for my Master Chief love, uh, in saying that. I mean, but like, listen, it's not Doomslayer if he's not like punching a fucking hole in Mario's chest, and we know they're not gonna do that. So
I mean, in the trailer, no, but they'll use like Ganon and Ridley and Bowser.
yeah, fair enough. But like, I mean, gameplay wise, because I feel like a core fundamental part of Doom is just eviscerating your opponents and seeing them melt before you in pools of blood. And
I mean,
I don't, I
if
don't
your
think
concern is
Sakurai's.
like that, if your concern is that he'll be like a heavily projectile type character, just look at back at Mega Man. He's heavily projectile heavy.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily that. It's more sort of, I don't know. It's just, I would say this. I'm not against Doomslayer. I think it would be very funny, but like in an ideal world, Daniel, Doomslayer in Mortal Kombat.
He's got you
Um,
there.
I mean, look at this. We got Snake from Metal Gear Solid, Bayonetta from Bayonetta.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, so like if we can get these two like completely different games that are very mature in their themes and all that kind of stuff, then I would say like what's stopping them?
I mean, you're not wrong, especially because I mean Bethesda has a foot in the door with the Vault Boy me costume.
What if it was the Vault Boy for Smash?
But I mean, there's already the me costume.
I know, but what if it was him? Just him.
Just that'd be. I'd be honest, that'd be a waste of slot. I would have been like, God damn it, that should have been Doomslayer. Or maybe the Dova King. Anything but the fucking Fallout boy. It could have been the dog from Fallout 4.
Fair enough.
Give me
So,
dog meat.
Yeah.
didn't you also have another one based on a game that just recently came out that all three of us have been talking about earlier?
Oh yes, absolutely. Which was supposed to lead into my Heihachi me costume thing not being in the game, which apparently I'm wrong about, because I would have been like, it's gonna be a fighting game character, and it's either gonna be from Bandai, so that way it's either Heihachi himself, Jin, so that way you can just still have the me costume, or a Soul Calibur character, which my money is on Nightmare because he's the fucking logo for Project Soul. So, all those options are pretty great. But if it's none of those characters, then it's obviously Soul Bad Guy. Because remember, some of the earlier Guilty Gear games came out on Switch for the anniversary. I'm pretty sure. So
I mean, true, but I don't know if I mean, it's Smash Brothers is unpredictable, so you could be right, you could be wrong. I mean, the reason I'm not seeing it is because we already have 3 fighting game characters: Ryu, Ken, and Terry. And I don't know if Sakurai wants to go ahead and put in another character for to represent the fighting side, which I'm not against. I think it'll be cool to see also a bad guy in there, but I don't think we'll be seeing another fighting game character.
Fair enough. I'm just gonna say custom robo, but that's because I'm the only guy in the room that actually knows about custom robo and has played the game. Damn
Is
you!
that the game where there's like an idol robot and she's very very cheap?
No,
Oh,
well,
no,
maybe.
I probably got it mixed up with a Sega game, something similar.
Yeah. Possibly Breath of the Wild 2.
Mm,
Hopefully, some more Zelda stuff, basically.
I would say it has like a 40% chance.
hmm I would say the less likely one would probably be Metroid Prime 4.
I do not think we will see Metroid Prime 4. I think we have a better chance of seeing Bayonetta 3 than Metroid Prime.
Fair enough.
yeah. But speaking of which, yeah, where's Bayonetta 3? Nintendo, get on that.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong, Nintendo.
They announced that like in 2018 at the Game Awards.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that, Nintendo?
I think that's about all I can think of from Nintendo because they're pretty,
Very
straightforward.
secretive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like sometimes they'll just hide something and then out of nowhere. Well, there's
And
3?
please bring
Wait,
back
what?
F-Zero. I want F-Zero again, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, until Miyamoto decides something new to do with the F-Zero franchise, you're not getting a new F-Zero. That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's what he
He
said.
did say that.
I mean, there's one thing you could do. It's called give it online play. There.
There. He's not wrong.
Yeah, but it's Switch Online though.
True. Well, there is rumors that they're gonna do a Switch Pro.
I mean, that would be neat to see.
I mean, like people are kind of expecting at this point because I think someone on Twitter they screenshotted like a page on Amazon for a listing for the Nintendo Switch Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also possible Mario games. Probably Mario Tennis, another Mario Kart, something involving another Mario 3D game. Again, we can't really tell because anything we just mentioned has a high and or low chance of possibility. I mean, you can say that for a lot of the games, but like I said, Nintendo's pretty straightforward. Once you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
what about Shin Megami Tensei 5?
Yeah, I mean, they announced that they finally like showed us like a trailer for that last year.
they did.
So I mean, maybe a release date.
I think
there was a
maybe
leak
another
and
trailer. Yeah, I think maybe another trailer than a release date.
yeah, like I think they're going to do it because there was recently a leak where it was where they said there was going to be a worldwide release in November.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds
All
about right.
right, let's move on to the last one, which is Bandai Namco. Rumors of a Arc System Works My Hero game.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Bandai Namco has the license for a lot of those Shonen Jump titles.
Yeah,
So, you know, them wanting the same success that Dragon Ball Fighters had, but with My Hero. I mean, but I guess the real thing is, will it be similar to Dragon Ball Fighters in that it's a 3v3 tag fighter,
I don't think
or
so.
is it going to be just a straight
No.
on 1v1?
1v1 makes sense. Maybe 2v2.
1v1. Yeah, like either that or a 2v2.
All right. There's also Elden Ring, and I don't believe that exists because George R. R. Martin is working on it, and he's barely working on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure George R. R. Martin will die before Elden Ring comes out.
Yeah.
So
Like, what is this Elden Ring? You guys are talking nonsense.
Fair enough, Daniel. Fair enough. Anything else from Bandai Namco?
season 3 of Soul Calibur 6.
Well, no, you still gotta get to announce the other characters.
What are the characters?
And they're still like
No,
okay.
like
They announced all of them.
yeah, all the season is done.
Okay, so yeah, maybe season 3 of that.
Listen,
Uh,
I know.
mean,
Like, listen,
I think
yeah, Bandai. Listen, I get it, right? Soul Calibur doesn't sell as much as Tekken. I understand, but come on, man. Season 3, just like there's probably still there's like at least a couple more Soul Calibur characters you can add. Come on.
Yoda. No, I'm just kidding. There's a reason why he was banned.
indeed. Let's see what else. I think they're done with Tekken. I think they're done with the season that they were doing it right now.
Yeah, they're done with Tekken. We're not gonna see it from Tekken.
So maybe Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
That is a dream that I do not believe will ever come true.
Tekken Tag 3.
Okay, that I believe more likely.
'Cause I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they usually do like a Tekken Tag game after a major Tekken game, right?
Yeah, but I think it takes a while, but I could totally see it happening
Yeah.
with throwback.
Mhm.
No,
No,
no.
no.
Speaking of which, going back to the My Hero game, if it is arcs, will it have rollback? Because Strive has rollback, and it's more than likely that might also get rollback,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, that depends on Bandai, though, doesn't it? Would it depend
I
on Bandai?
mean, I think they did say that Bandai was the one in control. Like if games could get
Mhm.
specific updates or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So unless they were implementing the rollback netcode from the very beginning with permission from Bandai, then maybe.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all
Yeah.
right. But
Because
it's a possibility.
they didn't announce
possible.
where they couldn't do rollback for Fighter Z.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's definitely post. I mean, obviously post release, putting rollback post release is often kind of hard. That's
Mm-hmm.
why you have to start with rollback in mind.
I think depending on how Guilty Gear Strive does, that's all they'll know. And so far, Guilty Gear Strive has been doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Like they'll want to replicate that success with My Hero. All right, I think that's about everything because the rest is just like all other stuff that really doesn't matter to us. And yeah, hopefully any of the stuff that we had, anything that we just mentioned has a possibility, and also has not a possibility. But like we said earlier, because it's new gen, we'll most likely see some really new games. Hopefully, we don't know yet. And I mean, we only got two of the big three that are showing up: Xbox and Microsoft and Nintendo, which is the ones we most talked about. And yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks, guys, for checking us to listen. Like I said earlier, most of this is gonna get dated. Probably we'll be coming back with an after talk about E3, and hopefully we'll all come to enjoy it. Hopefully, as long as they do a good job of announcing the games. But anyways, it's been me, your boy Eli. I'm just gonna get and if you guys want to support us, we do have social medias at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at the Geek Centurions. We are most likely active on Instagram, where you can find a link tree to all the podcasts that we're officially in, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Castbox, and all that good stuff. We also have a link to YouTube, so you can put all face into our, face to the voice. And when you're on there, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. We also have a link to our Patreon where you can support us in any form of way. We're not, if you can't, that's fine. Just know that it's there. And yeah, thank you for checking us a listen. Hopefully, E3 is gonna be awesome. We really missed E3 since last year, but now that we're back in gear, we could get some good stuff coming out. And yeah, so it's been me, your boy Eli.
Be me, Joe.
It's me, Daniel.
All right, guys. Hopefully, E3 starts off pretty good, and I'm excited for the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all excited for the games. All right, guys. Have a good one. Peace.